Very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. So, in the previous session, we started with service costing and we discussed few questions on service costing. So, let me give you a brief about uh, what all we discussed in the previous session. So, when talking about service costing, it's a method of costing used by those companies who are into service sector. So this method of costing is used to calculate the cost per unit of service, and accordingly they can fix up the fare or selling price or the price to be charged from the customers. Further, when talking about the units, it can be single units and it can be composite units. When talking about single units, there is only one element, and when talking about composite units, there are two elements. So further, we started with transportation industry, wherein we discussed few questions. And in case of transportation industry also, we discussed composite unit, wherein specifically in transportation industry, composite units can be calculated using two ways, either simple average or weighted average. We call it as commercial or absolute respectively. So I hope you guys were able to solve the few questions of study material. Anyone having any doubts related to the questions what I have discussed in the previous session? Anyone? Good morning, Vishal. Good morning, Almas. Good morning, Buma. I'm not getting Pavan Kumar, what you are saying. Very good, Buma. Anyone else with any doubts? Ananya, Meenu, Priyanshi, Anshu, Jayendra, Naina, Prem Kumar, Kirti. Anyone having any doubts? I request you guys to please download the material from the portal. I'll be discussing two questions from the material only now. Few questions from the material only. So let's start with the next question. Again, the question relating to transportation industry. So I'll be discussing example number 4. I request you guys to please open the material what I have provided. I'll be discussing example number 5 I'll be discussing. Good morning, Nana. I request you guys to please open example number 5. So let's start with example number 5. Mr. Amit Gupta has started transport business with a fleet of 10 taxis. The various expenses incurred by him are given below, wherein the cost of each taxi is 75,000. Salary of the office staff is 1,500 per month. Salary of the garage supervisor, it is 2,000 per month. Rent of garage, it is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi, it is 400 per month. Road tax and repairs per taxi, it is 2,160 per annum. Insurance premium at the rate of 4% of the cost. Now the life of the taxi is 3 lakh kilometers. So the total life is given not in the number of years, but in kilometers, and at the end of which it is estimated to be sold at 15,000. So the life of taxi is 3 lakh kilometer, and the scrap value after few years, after 3 lakh kilometers, we'll be going to realize 15,000 rupees. A taxi run on an average 4,000 kilometers per month. So the distance traveled in every month is also given per taxi. It is 4,000 kilometers, of which 20% it runs empty. Okay. So 80% they are charging for the 80% kilometers, they are getting some fare. Petrol consumption is 9 kilometer per liter of petrol. So the car is averaging 9 kilometer per liter and the cost of the petrol is 6.30 per liter. Oil and sundry is amounting to rupees 10 for every 100 kilometer. Calculate the effective cost of running a taxi per kilometer. If the higher charges is 1.8 per kilometer, find out the profit that Amit may expect to make in the first year of operation. Okay. Sorry. So 40% concession wale question ka answer I forgot. 1 second. Let me open the question. In the last session, I forgot. Sorry, guys. So in the last session, we discussed a question wherein I said that what if they give 40% concession, 40% concession in the return trip. So let me take out this question again, wherein A, B, and C. From A to B, 72 tons were going. From C to B, 68 tons were going. So this was the tons that were traveled from various cities. Now, as I said, that 40% concession if the goods are unloaded at intermediate station C. So this was the question. So I hope you guys were able to solve the question. So now let me post the final answers. See, in the onward journey, they were charging, I think, 90 per ton. So the tricky part was the calculation of revenue. So see, when talking about onwards journey, they are charging rupees 90 per ton. So earlier we were doing that 72 into 90. That's it. But now 40% concession on 90 rupees. So when talking about 68 tons, they will be charging 90 rupees. And since 4 tons were unloaded at city C, so for remaining 4 tons, they will be charging only 60% of the total amount. So this was for the onward journey. And for the similarly for the return journey also, see total 82 tons were there, of which 6 tons were, see here 4 tons were unloaded and here 6 tons were unloaded. So out of 82, for 76 tons they will be charging 84 rupees and for the 6 tons they will be charging 84 into 60%. So this was the calculation of revenue. So this will be the revenue. So who all got the correct answer? Very good, Gurmeet. So you got the correct answer, or your answer was incorrect? Who all got the correct answer? Okay, Buma. Very good, Gurmeet. What about other students? Priyanshi? Okay. So those who want to copy this part can please copy. So now let's get back to the question. Okay, Priyanshi. See, it was 40% concession. So 60% fare will be charged, Priyanshi. Okay, Prem Kumar, no worries. That's okay. But the question was simple. What about Vishal? Very good, Vishal. Very good, Meenu. So let's proceed further. See, anything is fine, Gurmeet. You can do 90 minus 40% or 90 into 60%. Both the approaches are correct. At the end of the day, we are deducting 40%. So that's okay. Anything is fine. Anyways, guys, let's get back to the example number 5. So let's start with statement of cost. So let's start with example number 5. Now see, cost of each taxi is 75,000. And further, for the calculation of the depreciation, the useful life is not given in years. It is given in kilometers. And further, on an average, the taxi runs for 4,000 kilometers in a month. Now, the question is here, in this case, the depreciation is fixed or variable. So see, guys, the depreciation, if it is given on the basis of useful life in years, if it is given, then we can say that depreciation is fixed. But herein, the useful life is given in kilometers, and the kilometers keeps on changing. So very important, guys, this depreciation will be a variable cost because the kilometers keeps on changing. So the best approach in this question is that where to classify the depreciation. So if the useful life is given in number of years, we can say that depreciation is a fixed cost. But herein, the useful life for the taxi is given in the kilometers and distance. So herein, the kilometers keeps on changing. So we will assume that it is a variable cost. So we will consider this separately in the variable cost. Let's start with salary of office staff. It is 15,000 per month. So let's convert it into years. So this will be 18,000. Salary to garage supervisor, it is 2,000 per month. 24,000. Now, rent of garage, it is 1,000 per month. Driver salary per taxi, it is 400 per month. Road tax and repair. Sorry, 1 second. See, salary of office staff we have taken, salary of garage supervisor we have taken, rent of garage we have taken, now driver salary. And see guys, there are total 10 taxis. There are total 10 taxis. So the salary will be multiplied by 10 because the number of taxis are 12. See, salary of office staff, one office staff is appointed, one garage supervisor is appointed, the rent of garage will be for the 12 months. But when talking about the driver salary, since there are total 10 taxis, so there will be total 10 driver. So this will be 48,000. For the road tax and repairs per taxi, it is 2160. See, 2160 is per annum. So we will multiply it by 10. So this will be 21,600. Insurance premium at the rate of 4% of the cost. So the cost of taxi is 75,000. Into 4% is the insurance premium. Into the number of taxis are 10. I think we are done with all the fixed cost. So let's calculate the total. I think everything is covered. Cost of each taxi, salary to staff, salary to garage supervisor, rent, driver, road tax and repairs, and insurance premium. So let's calculate the total. So this will be 1,53,600. Now let's start with variable or running cost. Now see, the first we will be taking is depreciation. So the cost of each taxi is 75,000. We'll be getting the scrap value as 15,000. Total useful life is 3 lakh kilometers. Per month, on an average, we drive 4,000 kilometers into 12 months in a year into 10 taxis. I repeat again, guys, 75,000 is the cost, minus 15,000 is the scrap value, divided by my useful life, that is 3 lakh kilometer, into on an average, it runs for 4,000 kilometers in a month into 12 months in a year. So this we will get for one taxi. If we multiply it by 10 taxis, we will get the total depreciation amount for the 10 taxis. Anyone having any doubts in depreciation calculation, you guys can please post. Priyanshi, any doubts? See, this is the way we used to calculate depreciation in 11th and 12th also. See, the useful life is not given in number of years. So see, the same question for you. How rupees can be divided by number of years? Yes, Priyanshi. So since rupees can be divided by number of years, so it can be divided by number of kilometers. And further, we are multiplying it by the number of kilometers that we are running on an average in a year. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Yes, Jayendra, Meenu, Almas, Gurmeet, Neeraj Patel. Anyone having any doubts? Booma, Shreya, Ananya. Okay. So now we are done with the calculation of depreciation. Now let's start with the next variable cost. So the next variable cost is petrol. Okay. So now what will be the total petrol cost? I want answers from everyone. Guys, tell me what will be the total petrol cost. So waiting for your answers, just try to solve it. It's a very easy question. In this question, example number 5, what will be the petrol cost? I request you guys to post your answers. So I've got answer from Booma. Very good. Let me check Booma. I've got answer from Gurmeet also. So let me check Gurmeet. Okay, so I've got 3 different answers for one question here. Gurmeet, Booma, Anshu. 3 different answers for one question. Anyone else with answers? Waiting for your answers. I want everyone to post your answers. Okay, so Samrendra. Okay, let me check, sir. Samrendra, your answer is matching with Gurmeet. Meenu, again, you have a different answer. It's a simple calculation, guys. Pawan Kumar, please try to. Rest all, Priyanshi, Ananya, Almas, Jayendra. Okay, so Almas has posted different answers. So I'm getting Neeraj Patel again has posted different answer. Kirti, Sanju, Anshu. Vishal Chaudhary has posted again a different answer. Jayendra, Nayana, Meenu. Okay. So let me check. So see, when talking about the petrol cost, it is given that the taxi runs for on an average 4,000 kilometers in a month. So see, I think I have got 2 similar answers, one from Gurmeet and one from rest. Everyone is with different answer. Okay, let me check. Bhuma, Kirti also has posted the answer. Prem Kumar also has posted the answer. Let me check Prem Kumar. So see now, let me post the final answer. So see, the taxi runs for 4,000 kilometers, right? Second thing, this is 4,000 kilometers in a month into 12 months in a year into 10 taxis. So a taxi runs for 48,000 kilometers in a year. See, this data we are taking it for a year. Depreciation also we have calculated for year. So this petrol cost also will be calculating for the year only. So 4,000 into 12, a taxi runs for 48,000 kilometers and total 10 taxis are there. They run for 4,80,000 kilometers. Now, the taxi is running, the petrol consumption is 9 kilometer per liter. So divided by 9. See, एकदम सिंपल है क्वेश्चन 48,000 इंटू 10 टोटल 4,80,000 किलोमीटर टैक्सी ने रन किया और 1 किलोमीटर 1 लीटर पेट्रोल में 9 किलोमीटर टैक्सी चलता है सी अगेन आई रिपीट अ टैक्सी रन्स फॉर 9 किलोमीटर इन 1 लीटर so we are running actually 4,80,000 kilometers divided by 9 it means 53,333 liters of petrol is required into the rate of petrol, the rate of the petrol is 6.3. So this is 3,36,000. So let me check whose answers were correct. So Almas, your answer was correct. Yes, I know, Meenu. So Almas, your answer was correct. Neeraj Patel, your answer was correct. So Gurmeet was the first one to answer. Sambrendra was the second one to post the correct answer. Thereafter followed by Meenu, I think, yes, you didn't multiply it with by number of taxis. The same goes with Prem Kumar also. Then Neeraj and Almas. And then Pawan Kumar. I hope this calculation was easy. I think many students were not able to solve this part. So again, a simple calculation, 4,000 kilometers in a month into 12 months in a year into total number of taxis are 10. Now, the car is giving an average of 9 kilometers for every liter. So how much petrol will be required? 53,333 liters of petrol. Into the rate of petrol, that is 6.3 rupees. So accordingly, we got 3,36,000. Next point. Next point is oil and other sundry expenses amounting to rupees 10 for every 100 kilometers. So oil and sundries. Again, the cost is how much? Rupees 10 for every 100 kilometers. So the total distance traveled is how much? 4,000 into 12 into 10. Now for every 100 kilometers, the cost is how much? 10. So this will be 48,000. Okay, Priyanshi, can you please unmute and speak to me? Yes, Priyanshi. Admin sir, can you please unmute Priyanshi? Admin sir, can you please unmute Priyanshi? Yes, Priyanshi, tell me.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, dear. Tell me.
So, I am getting nine instead of 96,000. I'm getting 2,16,000 as depreciation again and again. Is my calculation is wrong or what? Please clarify that.
Students, I think there was some connectivity issues from our end. So yes, Priyanshi, tell me, you are speaking something.
Yes, sir. I was asking about the calculation of
Okay, just
depreciation.
tell me your calculation. What calculation you did?
Sir, I did the same whatever you have written, but again I'm getting same answer, two
So
lakh
75,000 minus 15,000, 60,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Divided by 3 lakh kilometers.
Point two.
Okay, into 4,000.
Okay, it is 4,000. I was doing 9,000.
Well, how come you got this magical figure of 9,000?
Sorry, sir.
That's okay. Okay, Bhuma, tell me.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Very good morning, Bhuma. Tell me.
Sir, in example 5, they gave that the taxi actually runs with
Okay.
petrol on 20%. Should we calculate this when we do the petrol cost? Because it runs only 80%, 20% is discount.
Okay. Now listen to me. Suppose you are running a taxi, right? Suppose you are running a taxi for 4,000 kilometers. Now, 80% किलोमीटर 80% kilometers, that is 3,200 kilometers का आपको फेयर मिलता है. But for the remaining 800 kilometers you run empty. अब आप खाली टैक्सी चलाएंगे तो पेट्रोल जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा? You only tell me.
Okay, sir, got it, sir. I was little
Okay.
confused in that.
आप
yes.
उबर बुक करते हैं, ओला बुक करते हैं. अब आप उबर बुक करते हैं तो आपके घर के नीचे तो रहता नहीं है, राइट? वो कहीं से आता है तो टैक्सी रन्स एम्प्टी. बट यस, पेट्रोल तो कंज्यूम होगा कि नहीं होगा?
Sir, I thought since it says 20% it runs empty, I thought there will be no petrol.
20% empty मतलब 20% they are not getting anything.
Okay,
Understand?
sir.
खाली
Yes, sir.
चलेगा टैक्सी तो पेट्रोल तो जाएगा ना.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
चलेगा. Yes, yes. Okay. So Pawan Kumar, illustration number, it's basically this question is from my material, so you can refer my material. Rohan Sahu, as I said, I think you have joined a bit late. I have given the explanation, but yes, just discussing this part again, Rohan. So herein, very simple, Rohan, the useful life is not given in years. It is given in kilometers, and the kilometers keeps on changing. So that's why I have classified depreciation under variable cost. I hope it is clear, Rohan. Very good, Gurmeet. Your answer is correct. Very good, Gurmeet. So now, guys, let's proceed further. So we are done with this calculation of all the variable costs. Now let's calculate the total. So my total cost will be 633,600. Now see, it is given in the question that the taxi runs for 20. It is given in the question. 1 second. So herein it is given in the question that the taxi runs empty for 20% of its kilometer. ये 20% किलोमीटर जो है टैक्सी खाली चलता है. It means the total cost is to be borne by what? the balance 80% kilometer. It's just like we can say it's a normal loss. And as I said that as I discussed in the process costing also, that the normal loss or the cost of the normal loss is absorbed by the balance unit. So here in the normal loss of this 20% kilometers will be borne by remaining 80% kilometer. So here when talking about the effective kilometers, see 4,000 are the kilometers into the number of taxis are 10 into 12 months in a year into 80%. So my effective kilometers will be how much? 4,000 into 10 into 12 into 80%. 3,84,000. So effective cost per kilometer will be 1.65. Writing this note also for your reference, loss of 20% kilometers will be borne by balance 80% kilometer. Now let's prepare the statement of profit also. Since the question is asking us to calculate the profit, so herein, when talking about the effective kilometer, see, we are getting approx how much it is given in the question. We are getting 1 rupees 80 paisa per kilometer when the taxi is occupied into 3,84,000 kilometers the taxi was occupied. So this will be 691,200 minus the cost. Cost we have already calculated, that is 633,600. So my profit will be 57,600. Anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. Very good, Gurmeet. Very good, Almas. Very good, Booma. So this is the solution. If you guys want to copy, you guys can please copy. Giving you 2 minutes time, else you guys can take the screenshot also. I request you guys to please take the screenshot. The solution is not there in the study material. Now, guys, let's discuss one question from study material. In the previous sessions also, I have taken this question because many students find difficulty while solving this question. So let's take one question from the study material. One second. So I'm discussing illustration number 4 from the study material. I request you guys to please open your study material. I'm discussing illustration number 4. Every time students raise query that, sir, we are not being able to solve this question. So it's bit on the trickier side, but yes, it is easy. Once you solve this question, you'll find it very easy. But yes, it's a bit lengthy question. So I request you guys to please open your study material. I'm discussing illustration number 4. Page number is 12.16, illustration number 4 from study material. So SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in different direction. I repeat again, illustration number 4, page number 12.16. SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in different direction for the transportation of its school student. In a view of large number of students availing of the bus service, the bus work 2 shifts. So the bus is working in 2 shifts. Very important, guys, this line, both in morning and in afternoon. The bus are garaged in school. The workload of the students has been so arranged that in the morning, the first trip picks up the senior students and the second trip, plying on an hour later, picks up the junior students. So in the morning, the bus is going to pick up the senior students, and thereafter, after dropping senior students back to school, they will be picking up the junior students. Similarly, in the afternoon also, the first trip take the junior students, and an hour later, they take the senior students. And very important, the first line, that the bus is garaged back in school. We'll be calculating the distance also. Further, the distance traveled by each bus one way is 8 kilometers. The school works for 25 days in a month and remain closed for vacation in May, June, and December. Bus fee, however, is payable by the students for all the 12 months in a year. So, very important, guys. Here in the kilometer calculation is bit lengthy, but again, it is easy. You have to follow the steps and you can easily calculate the distance traveled. Further, the additional information is given as regards expenses, wherein the driver salary is 4,500 per month per driver. And since I have 5 buses, so into 5. Cleaner salary again 3,500 per month. Salary payable for all the 12 months, and 1 cleaner is employed for all the 5 buses. License fees and taxes are 8,600 per bus per annum. Insurance is 10,000 per bus per annum. Repairs and maintenance, it is 35,000 per bus per annum. Purchase price of the bus is 15 lakh. And herein the useful life is given in number of years. So we'll be taking it as a fixed cost only. Scrap value is also given. The diesel cost is rupees 45 per liter. And the bus runs for on an average 4 kilometers per liter of diesel. The seating capacity of each bus is 50 students. And the seating capacity is fully occupied during the year. Students picked up and dropped within a range up to 4 kilometers of distance from the school are charged only half fare. See, the total distance traveled by the bus is 8 kilometers. So those who are traveling up to 4 kilometers will be charged half fare. And those who are traveling for more than 4 kilometers, they will be charged full fare. 50% of the students traveling in each trip are in this category. So the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers are 50% students, and balance 50% students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. Ignore interest. Since the charges are to be based on the average cost, you are required to prepare a statement showing the expenses of operating a single bus and a fleet of 5 buses. So we have to prepare a statement of cost, wherein what will be the cost for 5 buses and what will be the cost of a bus. Work out the average cost per students per month. Again, we have to calculate the cost per student per month separately for the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers and more than 4 kilometers. So let's start with this question. It won't take much of time. Don't worry, Priyanshi. Let's start with this question now. So driver salary, it is 4,500 per month per driver, and the total number of buses are 5. I'm not writing the calculation part. So it is 4,500. See, even though the school is running for 9 months, but we are paying the driver's salary for full 12 months. So 4,500 into 12 will get 54,000. And for 5 buses, it will be 2,70,000. When talking about the cleaner salary, it is 3,500 per month, and one cleaner is employed for all the buses. So 3,500 into 12. So the total cost is 42,000 for all the 5 buses. I repeat again, 3,500 per month into 12 months. So 42,000 is the total cost for all the 5 buses. So if we divide it by 5, we will get 8,400. So cleaner part is done. Now license fees, taxes, etc. are 8,600 per bus per annum. So this will be 43,000. Insurance is 10,000 per bus per annum. So for 5 buses, it will be 50,000. Repairs and maintenance will be showing it separately under maintenance cost. Okay, so now let's move towards depreciation. I'm calculating for one bus, we'll multiply it with 5 and we'll get it for 5 bus. So 3 lakh is the cost and the scrap value is, 15 lakh is the cost. Three lakh is the scrap value divided by my useful life. Useful life is 12 years. So this will be 1 lakh. So for 5 buses, it will be 5 lakh. So apart from repair and insurance, I think I have covered all the cost. And apart from repairs and maintenance and diesel cost, I have covered all the cost. So let's calculate the total. So this will be 9,05,000. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now, you guys can please post your queries. Anyone having any doubts? I have already discussed this part in detail previously, Priyanshi. Please check the lecture again. As I said, again I repeat, since the depreciation is dependent upon the number of kilometers traveled, so here the kilometer may vary from time to time. So that's why I have taken it as variable. But here, very important, guys, the depreciation is dependent upon the useful life, and the useful life never changes. So that's why I have taken it as fixed. Priyanshi, hopefully your query is resolved. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? So let's proceed further. Now, next is variable or running cost. When talking about variable cost and running cost, I think it's only the diesel cost. And for diesel calculation, we have to calculate the distance traveled. So let's start now with the calculation of kilometers. Now, very simple, guys. The question is saying that the bus are garaged in school. Now, see, in the morning, they go and pick up the senior students and they drop back senior students to school. The bus is going to pick up the senior student and the bus is dropping them back to the school. Now, they pick up they go to pick up the junior students and the bus is coming back to school. So this distance is 8 kilometer. Here in senior, here in junior. And this entire is for morning shift. Now again, they drop the senior students. The bus come back to school. They drop the junior students. The bus come back to school. Then the bus drops the senior student and the bus is garaged in school. So here in 8 kilometers, they are dropping junior. Again, the bus is coming back to school. Then 8 kilometers, they are dropping senior. And again, they are dropping, the bus is garaged in school. So again, this is for junior. This is for senior. And we can say afternoon shift. We can say drop. Anyone having any doubts in this part? I repeat again. Since the bus is garaged in school, so they go to pick up the senior student. The senior students come back to school. So fine. So now on an average, a bus travels for 64 kilometers in a day into 25 days in a month into total 9 months in a year. This is for per bus. So this will be 14,400 per bus. So for 5 buses, it will be 14,400 into 5. So this will be 72,000. Anyone having any doubts or queries? So now let's calculate the diesel cost. Yes, Rohan, tell me.
Sir, in morning shift, pickup and dropping both is being done, na? Then why
Yes.
you have written only pickup there?
See, Rohan, very simple, my dear.
Sir, video is stuck.
Sorry for this break. I think there are some connectivity issues. So now let's get back to the question. So anyways, so this is once the students are picked up in the school and once they are brought back home. So these are the details of the kilometers. Now let's calculate the diesel cost. So the bus gives a mileage of 4 kilometers per liter of diesel. So let's calculate it for per bus. 14,400 divided by 4 into the cost of diesel is 45. So this will be 1,62,000. This is for per bus. So for 5 buses, it will be 8,10,000. We are done with the cost of diesel calculation now. So this will be 162 and 8,10,000. This is the only variable or running cost. Now let's start with the maintenance cost, wherein there is only one cost, that is repairs and maintenance cost. Repairs and maintenance cost, that is 35,000 per bus per annum. So 35,000 into the number of buses are 5. So this will be 1,75,000. So my total cost will be 1,81,000, 1,62,000, and 35,000. So this will be 3,78,000. This will be 18,90,000. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? Rohan, hopefully your query is resolved. Rohan, hopefully your query is resolved. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? So now we are done with the calculation of kilometers and the total cost. Now a question for you guys. How many students are traveling in a bus? एक पर्टिकुलर बस कितने स्टूडेंट्स को केटर करती है? वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर्स. एक पर्टिकुलर बस कितने स्टूडेंट्स को केटर करती है? How many students a bus is catering? Can you guys tell me? Waiting for your answers. Okay, so I've got answer from Meenu, Anshu, Booma. Booma, don't check the solution that is given in the study material. How many students a bus is catering? Rest all waiting for your answers. I've got answer from Meenu, Anshu and Booma. Rest all. Rohan, Priyanshi, just tell me the number of students. A straight question for you. How many students the bus is catering? Again, काफी स्टूडेंट्स को प्रॉब्लम आती है द लैंग्वेज पार्ट में. So very important. My first question, how many students a bus is catering in a day? How many number of students? I've got answer from Rohan, Bhuma, Shreya, Priyanshi, Anshu. Yes, Gurmeet. How many students a bus is catering? Vishal, Pawan, Kirti, Samrendra, waiting for your answers. Pawan Kumar, Rohan. Now see, very important guys, a bus cater junior students and senior students. A bus cater junior students and senior students. बस सबसे पहले सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स को लेके आता है और स्कूल में छोड़ता है एंड द सेम सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स आर ड्रॉप्ड बैक होम इन द आफ्टरनून अगेन द बस इज पिकिंग अप द जूनियर स्टूडेंट्स एंड द सेम जूनियर स्टूडेंट्स आर ड्रॉप्ड बैक होम सो हियर we can say a bus is catering only 100 students, 50 senior, 50 junior. जूनियर को मॉर्निंग में पिक करती है और आफ्टरनून में ड्रॉप करती है सीनियर्स को मॉर्निंग में पिक करती है एंड आफ्टरनून में ड्रॉप करती है so the same students are picked and dropped so total number of students a bus is catering is only 100 students junior 50 and senior anyone with any doubts because no one posted this answer. A bus is catering only 100 students. I hope it is clear. Shreya, Priyanshi, Bhuma, Rohan, Pawan, Anshu, Meenu. Now, see the students who are traveling. Now see the students who are traveling up to 4 kilometers. So let the fare of more than 4 kilometers be X. So the fare up to 4 kilometers be 0.5x. The fare for more than 4 kilometers, be x. So up to 4 kilometers it will be 0.5x. And very important guys, only 50% students belong to this category and 50% students belong to this category are traveling more than 4 kilometers. So total number of students are 100. So 50 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 50 students are traveling for more than 4 kilometers. See, total number of students are 100. Total number, एक बस में total 100 students travel करते हैं. So 50 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 50 students are traveling more than 4 kilometers. This should be equal to the total cost. Now the question is asking us to calculate the monthly cost to be charged, monthly cost per student. So the monthly cost per bus per student will be how much? 3,78,000 divided by 12. So this will be 31,500. So we can say 50 into x plus 50 into 0.5x. So this will be 75x is equals to 31,500. So the bus fare x will be 420. Anyone with any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. So we can say more than 4 kilometers, the fare will be 420, and up to 4 kilometers, it will be 420 into 50%, that is 210. So this is the way you have to solve the question. Anyone having any doubts or queries, you guys can please post. I repeat again, the total number of students are 100. 50 the junior students who are picked and dropped, and 50 are senior students who are picked and dropped. So total number of students are 100. Of this 100 students, 50 students are traveling up to 4 kilometers, and cost is total 31,500. So per student, it will be 420 for the students who are traveling more than 4 kilometers, and up to 4 kilometers, it will be 210. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Very good, Booma. This part is clear to all, Rohan. This part, I hope it is clear to you. See, when talking about the fare for more than 4 kilometer, if it is X, then up to 4 kilometer, half fare will be charged. So it will be 0.5X. Rohan, so you have doubt in the kilometer calculation? Okay, so see, very simple, Rohan. The bus is garaged in school. They are going to pick up the senior students, and after pickup, they are dropping them to school. So ये जो morning time का है, ये school में बच्चे को लेके आता है, and afternoon time they are dropping back home. So this is what the calculation is. They are picking up the senior students and they are bringing them to school. They are picking up the junior students, they bring them to school. So after the school gets over, they are dropping back home. So they are dropping junior students, bus is coming back to school. They are dropping senior students and the bus is coming back to school. I hope it is clear, Rohan. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? So this is the way you have to present the solution. Yes, Anshu, any doubt? Sunil Kumar? Any doubts? Neeraj, any doubts? Vishal, Meenu, Tanu, any doubts? Samrendra, any doubts? Kirti, any doubts? Almas, Bhuma, anyone having any doubts? Shreya, Sanju? Because I'll be putting up a question in front of you and I want you guys to solve that question. So asking you again, anyone having any doubts? See, total there are number of students are 100, 50 senior, 50 junior. Out of these 100 students, 50% are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 50% are traveling more than 4 kilometers. I request you guys to please copy this working note. Giving you 2 minutes time, I request you guys to please copy this working note. Okay, so question for you guys. a question from my side now. Okay, so yes, well said, Priyanshi. 25 junior students are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 25 are traveling more than 4 kilometers. Again, for senior students also, 25 are traveling up to 4 kilometers and 25 are traveling more than. So in aggregate, 50 are traveling up to 4 and 50 are traveling more than 4. Anyone else? Now let's take a question. Cost per bus per month, 31,500. Now the same question, 50 are junior, 50 are senior, but a slight change in the question wherein so let's say the distance traveled is given up to 2 kilometers. Second case, more than 2 kilometers, up to 4 kilometers. And next is more than 4 kilometers. And the number of students traveling are, let's say, 20%, 30%, and 50%. You are required to calculate the cost. Let's say this is the first category, this is the second category, and this is the third category. So for first category, second category, and third category. Waiting for your answers. The same question. 50 students are junior, 50 students are senior. The students have traveled more than 2 kilometers and up to 4 kilometers it is 30%. And the students who have traveled for more than 4 kilometers it is 50%. And the total cost is 31,500. Further, the fare also. One more thing, wait, students. The fare will be full fare, 50% fare, and 30% fare. You have to calculate the fare. Waiting for your answers, guys. The total cost is 31,500. The amount to be charged is the full amount, 50% amount, and 30% amount. And the number of students are also given. Waiting for your answers. Waiting for your answers, guys. It's just a simple mathematics. So waiting for your answers. So I've got answer from Shreya Gupta. Very good, Shreya. Your answer is correct. Pawan Kumar, I just want the fare per student, my dear. Very good, Shreya. Your answer is correct. Okay, so I've got answer from Gurmeet. Very good. All your answers are correct. Very good, Gurmeet. Shreya, I think you have posted it for third category. Okay, so Miss Dharani, I think you have just joined. Good morning, my dear. I just want the fare per student. Your answer is incorrect, Miss Dharani. Rest all waiting for your answers. Yes, Sambrendra, Kirti, Pawan, waiting for your answers. Priyanshi, incorrect answer. Okay, let me check Priyanshi. Priyanshi, incorrect answer. Almas, very good. Your answers are correct. Very good, Almas. All your answers are correct. The total students 100. Now, for the students who are traveling more than 4 kilometers, the fare will be X. More than 2, up to 4 kilometers, it will be 0.5X. And up to 2 kilometer, it will be 0.3X. When talking about the number of students, 20%, 30%, and 50%. So into 50, into 30, into 20. So 71X should be equal to 31,500. So the value of X will be 443.67. So this is what the full fare. If you multiply it by 30%, you will get the fare. If you multiply it by 50%, you will get the fare for this one. And if you multiply it by 30%, you will get the fare for this category. So 443.67 is the total value. Very good, Neeraj. Very good, Meenu. Meenu, please recheck your answer. Rest everyone correct answer. So anyways, guys, we are done with this illustration number 4. Again, when you find or when you see such type of lengthy question, the point is read each and every point patiently and then try to solve step by step. This chapter is very easy. Don't worry, you will be able to solve any types of question. So fine, guys, let's take a break of 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'll be back with one more question on transportation industry and we'll wind up transportation industry. Edwin, sir? Okay. अभी बराबर जा रहा है ना सर? So now we are done with this illustration number 4 of study material. Let's start with one more question. Again, the last question I'll be discussing for transportation industry. I request you guys to please open my material. I'll be discussing example number 6 from my material. So please open my material. I'm discussing example number 6. So Mr. PS owns a bus which runs according to the following schedule, wherein Delhi to Hisar and back the same day. Distance traveled one way, it is 160 kilometers, and the number of days run each month, it is 9. Seating capacity, when talking about the occupancy, it is 90% occupancy. Next is Delhi to Aligarh. Okay, so Delhi to Aligarh and back the same day, distance covered 160 kilometers one way, and the number of days the bus is running is 12 days towards the Aligarh. The seating capacity is 95% occupied. Next is Delhi to Alwar and back the same day. The distance covered is 170 kilometers one way, and the number of days run each month, it is 6, and the seating capacity is 100% occupied. So in short, we can say 9 plus 12 plus 6. The bus is operating for 27 days in a month, wherein for 9 days they are going to Hisar, for 12 days it is going to Aligarh, and for 6 days it is going to Alwar. So with this information, we can calculate the distance traveled by bus in a month. Now, when talking about the other details, it is given that the cost of bus is 15 lakh. Driver salary, it is 30,000 per month. Conductor salary, it is 26,000 per month. Salary of part-time accountant, it is 7,000 per month. Insurance of the bus is 6,000 per annum. Diesel consumption is rupees 5. Diesel consumption is 5 kilometer per liter of diesel, and the cost of diesel is rupees 90 per liter. Road tax is 21,912 per annum. Lubricating oil is rupees 30 for every 100 kilometers. Permit fees is 500 per month. Repairs and maintenance are 5,000 per month. Depreciation of the bus is 30% per annum, and the seating capacity is 50 persons. Passenger tax is total 20% of the total takings. It means for the revenue, 20% we have to pay tax. Calculate the bus fare to be charged from each passenger to earn a profit of 30% of the total takings. So of the total revenue, 30% is the profit, 20% is the tax, and we are left out with 50%. That 50% will be what? Or cost as calculated. So let's start with this question, example number 6. Let's first calculate the statement of cost, and then we will calculate the revenue and the fare. Since we have to calculate the fare for all the 3 cities, so we'll be preparing it statement on monthly basis, because I think we can prepare it on annual basis also, but it is more convenient to prepare it on monthly basis. So I'm preparing it on monthly basis. So now the cost of bus is 15 lakh and the depreciation is 30% per annum. The depreciation will be 37,500. Now, salary of driver, it is 30,000 per month. Next is salary of conductor. The salary of conductor is 26,000 per month. Salary of part-time accountant is 7,000 per month. Insurance of bus is 6,000 per annum. So we will convert it into months, so into 1/12. Diesel consumption will go under variable cost. Road tax is 21,912 per annum. So this will be 1826. Lubricating oil again will go under variable. Permit fees is rupees 500 per month. Repairs and maintenance will go under maintenance cost depreciation. We have already considered, and the seating capacity is 50 passengers. So we are done with all the fixed costs. Thank you, Gurmeet. And very good. Now next is variable or running cost. For this, we have to calculate the kilometers. So 160 kilometers one way. Hisar, Aligarh, and Alwar. So 160 kilometers going and 160 kilometers they are coming. So 160 into 2 into total 9 times in a month. So into 9. Next, it is 160 kilometers for 12 days, one way. So 160 into 2 into 12 days. And for Alwar, it is 170. So 170 into 2 into 6 days. So the total distance traveled by bus is 8760 kilometers. Anyone having any doubts or queries till now? Very good, Sunil Kumar. Very good, Neeraj. Very good, Gurmeet. Very good, everyone. So now let's calculate the petrol cost. So can anyone tell me what will be the diesel cost? Waiting for your answers. See, now we have discussed enough of question. So can anyone tell me what will be the diesel cost? Waiting for your answers. Okay, so I have received as expected answer from Gurmeet. Very good, Gurmeet. Neeraj Patel, very good. Your answers are correct. Rest all waiting for your answers. Rohan Sao, very good. I feel like that most of the students are thorough with the concept. So very good, Rohan. Yes, Sunil, waiting for your answer. Pawan Kumar, Priyanshi, Samrendra, Bhuma, Monica. Very good, Samrendra. It is correct. So the total distance is 8760. The bus gives a mileage of, very good, Meenu, very good, Sunil. Your answers are correct. So the bus gives a mileage of 5 kilometer per liter. So 5 into the rate of the diesel is rupees 90. So 157,680. Thereafter, I think there is one more variable cost, that is lubricating oil, that is rupees 30 for every 100 kilometers. So 8760 for every 100 kilometers, it is 30. So this will be 2628. Very good, Neeraj, Almas, Samrendra, Rohan. Very good, guys. Very good, Gurmeet. So my total variable cost will be 157,680. 160,308. Now, next is maintenance cost. So repairs and maintenance is given in the question. Very good, Pawan. So repairs and maintenance is given, that is 5,000. So this will be total B. And this will be total C. Very good, Neeraj. Thanks, Gurmeet. So we are done with the total cost calculation. We are done with the statement of cost. Now, we have to calculate the total revenue. Okay. And when talking about the revenue part, it is given that the company wants a profit of 30% of revenue, and for that, company has to pay 20% of the revenue as tax. So can you guys tell me what will be the total revenue? Waiting for your answers. Total cost we have calculated, it is 268,634. 268,634. 634. In this, we have to add passenger tax and profit to get the total revenue. Passenger tax at the rate of 20% and profit at the rate of 30%. So can anyone tell me what will be the total revenue? Waiting for your answers. Okay, so I've got answer from Anshu, Pawan Kumar and Neeraj. Let me check. So yes, your answers are correct. Very good, guys. So see, let's assume that the total revenue is 100. My profit is 30. My passenger tax is 20. So my cost will be how much? 50. So my revenue will be how much? See, this cost 2,68,634 is equals to 50. And my revenue is 100. So how much will be 100? 537,268. Of this amount, 30% will be the profit. So this is the calculation. Very good, everyone. Your answers are correct. Now let's calculate the passenger kilometers also. Since we have to calculate the fare for Hisar, Aligarh and Alwar, so we need to calculate the passenger kilometers also. I'm erasing this calculation, so those who want to copy this part can please copy, because space is the constant, so I'm erasing this calculation. Those who want to copy this part can please copy. Now let's calculate the passenger kilometers. So there are 3 cities: Hisar, Aligarh and Alwar. So again, the same way, very simple, guys. 160 kilometers carrying how many passengers? See, the occupancy is how much? 90%. So 50 into 90%, that is 45 passengers. And in the return journey also 160 kilometers with 45 passengers. Into how many times in a day? How many times in a month? 9 times in a month. The same goes with Aligarh, wherein the occupancy is 95%. So we can say 47.5 on an average. So 160 kilometers on an average 47.5. 160 kilometers into 47.5. And how many times in a month? It is 12 times in a month. Here in 170 into full occupancy onwards, and 170 into full occupancy in the return. For how many times in a month? I think it is 6 times in a month. So what will be the total passenger kilometers? Very good, everyone. Gurmeet, your answer is correct. So 4,14,000 passenger kilometer. So now the revenue, or we can say fare per passenger kilometer will be how much? 537,268 divided by 4,14,000. 537. So this will be 1.297, or we can say 1.298. So what is 1.298? Guys, do pay attention on the language. It is 1.298 is what? The amount to be charged from every passenger for every kilometer traveled. So herein, we can say if a person is traveling Delhi to Hisar, for every passenger, every kilometer, how much we want? 1.298. Suppose, so herein, when talking about the distance of Hisar, it is 160 rupees. Sorry, 160 kilometers. So the fare for Hisar one way, it will be 207.68. Very good, Gurmeet. Your answers are correct. Correct. So for every passenger, every kilometer, we want 1.298. So if a passenger is traveling from Delhi to Hisar for 160 kilometers, the fare will be 207.68. Delhi to Aligarh, again 1.298 into 160 kilometers. So this will be 207.68. And from Delhi to Alwar, it is 1.298 into 170 kilometers. So this will be 220.66. Thanks, Gurmeet. Assuming your calculation is correct. Okay, so Almas, you also got the same answer. Neeraj Patel also, same answer. Very good, everyone. So guys, I hope now you are feeling better with the concepts of transportation industry. And I hope you guys are thorough with the concept of transportation industry. I have discussed wide variety of questions. Again, the point is stick to the concepts. If you find anything fishy or anything difficult now, just prepare the diagram. I assure you, once you prepare the diagram for calculation of kilometers or passenger kilometer, you will not make any sort of mistake. So that is the key. Still, anyone having any doubts with transportation industry, you guys can please post your query.
Mr. Bipin, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, a few things for the students. Good morning, all the students. And I think you have gone through the questions of transportation. 2, 3 very quick things for the examination purpose. Number one, you please see sometime what will happen, that one way the transportation of the passengers will be there, and another way when the vehicle is coming back, that will be empty. So please make the correct adjustments regarding that. Second, please understand how the passenger kilometer has to be calculated. If there is occupancy percentage given, that also has to be taken into factored in. Third, regarding calculation of profit, calculation of cost, be careful because there can be twist in the language. In fact, transportation questions, a lot of time you will see that there is a little twist in the question. So maybe the question you have gone through in your practice or in your class or in your study material, the required treatment is little different from that because the information required or information asked or information given in the question is different. So please, do not be, pre-planned that, okay, this information is given, so this is going to be the treatment. Understand the questions very well and keep, all these factors, 3-4 factors, what I told you in mind while attempting the question. Over to Mr. Bipin.
Thank you so much for your time and guidance. So as sir said that yes, very important. The most important part is the occupancy. So I have discussed one question also wherein that the coal is transferred from mine to warehouse, wherein I have taken that the vehicle is going with a full load and coming empty. So guys, you need to keep in mind these few points while solving the question. Else the chapter is very easy. Stick to the concepts. That is more than sufficient. There is no fixed pattern that examiner is going to ask you a particular pattern based question. Read the question, think what you can do, and you'll be able to solve. The point is practice is the key. So try to solve as many as possible questions in writing, and it will help you to develop your concepts. And again, the speed is also very important because you have to complete the paper on time. So anyways, there are wide variety of questions available in MTPs, RTPs. Further, I'll be uploading few new questions also in 2 to 3 days on service costing and process costing. So in the meanwhile, I request you guys to revise what I have discussed. We'll be back on Tuesday with the remaining part of the chapter, wherein I'll be discussing questions on hotel, hospitals, ITs, toll roads, education institution, banking institutions, and all. So be prepared for the next session. Okay, 1 second. Yes, Rohan, tell me.
Sir, as we have calculated that fare per passenger 1.298 rupees. So in order to calculate the total fare, we should multiply it by the passenger kilometer, na? We are only multiplying by the kilometer.
Again. See, the point is again, as sir also mentioned, that don't follow a pattern. This amount is what? 1.298 is what? Tell me, Rohan.
Sir, the fare charged per passenger per kilometer.
The fare to be charged from every passenger for every kilometer, right? एक
Yes.
पैसेंजर से 1 किलोमीटर का हमको कितना लेना है? 1.298. Okay?
Yes.
So if a particular passenger is traveling from Delhi to Aligarh, how much amount you will be charging? एक पैसेंजर का 1 किलोमीटर का हम लोगों को इतना लेना है. तो अगर एक पर्टिकुलर पैसेंजर 160 किलोमीटर ट्रैवल करता है तो हम लोग कितना लेंगे? 207.68. I hope it is clear. Yes, sir, Rohan.
Sir, this fare is of one passenger.
For one passenger, 1 kilometer.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
sir.
Thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. See you guys on Tuesday with few more questions on service sector. Till then, take care of yourself and God bless you, and do practice few questions from the material. Thank you so much, guys. Admin sir, over. Admin sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. बाद में कुछ glitches